Alright, listen up. Spoiler-free minute starts now. So basically, we've got our main character, a Clone Wars veteran, young, not Jedi, named Ahsoka, who in my opinion must be facing some PTSD because her personality got thrown out of the window after the war. She's off doing some Indiana Jones shit to find the plot of The Force Awakens. She's joined by her obvious Padawan, the Mandalorian artist Sabine, and a really sassy old robot called Huyan. And sometimes there's a space mom, Hera, tagging along. Overall, the show has some very promising storylines. The only problem is there is some of that Disney stink left over that's ruining the show, such as fun character and being replaced with stoic, boring characters. If you're a fan of all the anime shows and you're looking for a fun ride, this could be the show for you, but only time will tell. After all, I am quite worried. And that's spoiler free. Hope you enjoyed that 1 minute. So now this is basically my honest opinions, kind of a rant. So if you want to see all the spoiler shit, now's the time. You have time to click off. And yeah, basically this show has me very worried. Extremely worried, in fact. And I thought I would wait to half point because episode 4 was kind of a game changer, and I don't want to do episode by episode because it's usually all these stark contrasts. But the reason I'm worried is because the show just seems like setup. I know Dave Filoni has his film coming up, and it just seems like it's just building up to something. But with episode 4, them actually jumping is kind of a bright side. And seeing Anakin, which would be good. I predict that this next episode will just be a Clone Wars kind of, a Clone Wars flashback. But I'm still very worried. Because if it's this show's just build up. Also, where's the fun Ahsoka? Like, we kind of lost her in the Clone Wars Season 7, but she was still fun. This one, she's meant to be more stoic. Mainly all the characters are like that, except for Sabine, who's meant to be more rebellious, which we've seen in Rebels. But Ahsoka just seems very different in live action than she did in the animated version. I'm keen to see what she's like with Anakin, but at the moment it just seems build up. It feels like the last episode's just going to be Thrawn entering back into the universe. Thrawn's going to be cool. I'm curious what Ezra, because the whole time the show's building up like, oh, we're gonna rescue Ezra, and then they're trying to stop them from getting the villain Thrawn. But you can't have one without the other. Either Ezra won and Thrawn's defeated, which is obviously not because we've seen him in the trailer footage, or Thrawn's captured Ezra for how long, many years. So it'd be curious to see if he's turned him or just had him as a prisoner the whole time. Like, yeah, all the actors are interesting. They're good cast, really. It's just a great cast, but the problem is, hold on, what the fuck? I just had the cast listed over, and why does it say Captain Rex Terra Morrison is part of it? Right, with that tangent over, I just had the cast list, and I just saw Captain Rex by Terra Morrison. I was like, no way, no shot that they had him at a credit. No one's found that. Anyway, that's interesting. Probably not. You don't care. It's good to say Anakin. Balin's skull, the dark, not Jedi, not Sith kind of middle, it's kind of interesting. It seems like he's the replacement for the other Jedi in the Timothy Zahn novels. I didn't read them, so I'm not an expert in them. I just love Thrawn. I've always seen him in video games. He just popped up, so I had a research of his character. So I know what happens. I just don't know about that Jedi character that's in the first one, Heir to the Empire. So it just seems... I'm just really worried because the show just seems like it's build up, which is a waste of time in my opinion. The problem with media these days is there seems to be a lot of things building to stuff, but they're not good stuff at the beginning. I think that's the problem. Like with the Marvel Universe, Iron Man was the good start, and then they built from there. Yes, they had a teaser at the end, but that was in the credits when at that time no one watched it. It could have just been an Easter egg, But at the moment, it just seems like everything's building, which is annoying shit. Why is it it's fun to watch someone build something rather than just seeing something new and original? I don't like the fact that they've just copied The Force Awakens with the star map. I think that's boring shit. I do like that they're traveling to another universe. That's an interesting idea. It would be cool if it's like all Thrawn owned. Like they jump and then they just see he's created this massive empire. That might be good. And then they all jump back. That's a good theory. Oh yeah, the random Inquisitor. Fuck, man. What was his name? Marok just gets killed, so it ruins everyone's fan theories. Have we not learned about theorizing? Because every time we're just disappointed, right? Like it would have been awesome if it was Starkiller. Because then it's like the apprentice of Anakin Skywalker versus the apprentice of Darth Vader, which would have been very interesting. Yeah. Sabine, Hera's a bit weird. Like I just imagined her like being the best pilot. You kind of get that, but she's kind of like a general that has no command for no reason. Like I feel like as a general, you would have the right to a couple ships, not a few X-wings. But I do like how the New Republic's in shambles. Like that's the thing, it's all built like Mandalorian had that, showing the New Republic's not as stable as it was. And then that's how the First Order came around. But the New Republic was not in those movies. They decided to go for another rebellion versus Grand Empire, but they had to get rid of the Republic. But it's like, come on, man. It would be nice to see the bad guys as underdogs. You kind of got that in the prequels, but then they became equals by the second movie. But we've never seen like the villains doing guerrilla warfare tactics. That would have been great for the sequel trilogy. Actually, this is a bit like that, but I mean, they're just free a prisoner. I don't know, I'm just ranting at this point. I think the best actors in the show are David Tennant as a droid, as Huyan. He really brings personality, and Ray Stevenson's, rest in peace, as Baylan Skoll. Like that is the proper way to do stoic, I think. Ahsoka doesn't quite have it. It's kind of bland and boring. Like, to do stoic, I think everything you have to say has to have a double meaning. Like you don't quite understand what they mean. Like Yoda's a great version of that. Anyway, that's just my thoughts. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you mates in the next one. Bye guys.